Hey guys, so today we're going to be taking a look at The Witcher 2. Now there will be spoilers for the second chapter, not major ones, but just some, that's the area that we're going to be in, so. Um, now, this does kind of seem like a little faster video than the other two, just because, the other two came out after I'd completely finished the game, and this one, well, I've only gotten to the start of the second chapter. However, there's a reason for this, since I wasn't really doing YouTube at the start of the start of The Witcher 3, and when I started The Witcher 1 also. It was very unpractical for me. It just wasn't going to be practical for me because I wasn't doing YouTube at the time to put up that type of content. So I decided, I would do a video after I finished the first one. I'm going to do the third one after I finish the second one, obviously, even though I have already beat the third game and I did really enjoy it. But anyway, so I just wanted to start and give kind of my thoughts about the gameplay, the graphics, kind of more the video game experience, and then later I'll add a video about the story, and maybe even do some lore and like some stuff that, if you played The Witcher 1, then go to The Witcher 2, some stuff that you'll see go across. But that's, that's going to come up at later dates. So, I did want to start out with just kind of going over how the gameplay feels compared to The Witcher 1, because if you've taken my advice, you might start playing The Witcher 1 and be wondering about The Witcher 2. Now, the first thing is, it's definitely closer to The Witcher 3 in its fighting style, because the fighting style is it's more real time. As of, you're gonna be seeing more of, well, if I click on this person I hit, and if I click I hit again, I don't have to do a rhythm like I have to do in the first game. But there are still some features that do follow along from the old game, such as the parry system. It's very similar to the rhythm system that you see in the first game, but it's definitely a more Witcher 3 type experience. Now, personally, it took me a long time to get used to the fighting system, but once you get used to it, it's actually not that bad. But at first, it did really frustrate me because I was used to The Witcher 1, and even The Witcher 3 is slightly different also. So, now that we've gotten past the fighting, I do want to talk some about the, kind of other elements of it, like, it's meditation, it's spells, swords, things like that. Do you get any benefit from starting with the first game's save? What's going on there, stuff like that. So first off, let's start with, other kind of mechanics that they have that are I either enjoyed or hated. Now, one that I do enjoy that I really hate is not in the third game, and I don't believe it's in, well, I know it's not in the third, and I know it's not in the first. Well, it's kind of in the third as far as crossbows, but there's not as many throwables in the third game or the first game as there are in the second, and I think that makes it really interesting as far as, throwing knives, traps, bombs. I mean, yes, there are bombs in all the games, but throwing knives, things like that really add a third layer of combat between spells and swords, which I think is really interesting. And that's definitely something I enjoyed about the fighting. I also do enjoy the parry system, because the parry system in The Witcher 3 never made much sense to me. I was good at the fighting system, it was just the parrying system that's how I had to just kind of roll around my problems. I couldn't really parry them. But this game, the parrying system is a lot simpler. Now, that could just be me not being good at reading parries. I mean, I'm decent at it, and the only game I can say I'm decent at parrying is Dark Souls 1, so that's just to leave you with some knowledge that there may be some operator error there. But, hey, at least I'm being honest with you. So, it's definitely, I do like a lot of the combat system stuff, but definitely one thing to keep in mind is you're not a one-man army. You need to try and take people one-on-one, or if you're going to take people two at the time, be very cautious about it, because it's just not something you can do like in a lot more arcadey games. Even some of The Witcher 1, you could definitely, in The Witcher 3, you still could take on a lot of people if you knew how to, and you can in this game too. But that's where it's like The Witcher 3, you have to make sure you're not overwhelmed by people. So, that's important. But overall, I do enjoy the fighting style it took me a while to get used to, but after I got used to it, I really did like it. Now, as far as any other game mechanics, I like that you can meditate anywhere, like you can in the third game, not like the first game where you have to go find a fire or buy a bed in an inn, and it just becomes this whole big thing just to make one potion, and then you have to make all this big deal, I do enjoy that to where it's kind of, convenient. It may not be the most realistic, but it's convenient, and hey, that's not something that's going to bother me. I'm okay with convenience, even though it may not be the most realistic. Unless you're trying to be a completely realistic game, that's fine. But kind of pick your line. The Witcher isn't completely realistic, so it's okay to have a little bit of, freebies. Even Red Dead gives you a freebie or two. But anyway, so I did really enjoy that. And it's just something that I thought, hey, this makes my life a lot easier. And so definitely like the meditation and being able to make potions and rest and do wherever I need to, which makes the story flow easier. Plus, it allows me to not spend 3 hours of total gameplay looking for somewhere to rest so I can make this one darn potion to go fight this monster. So, definitely had to enjoy that. Now, past that, most of the game mechanics are pretty similar. I do like, some of the Witcher 3 type stuff is being able to use, some of your spells in voice options and things like that. But past that, there's not just a whole lot that I can say. Well, I'm just going to say this. If you've played The Witcher 3, you'll be used to most of this stuff. A lot of the Witcher setup and ideals are all set up with that kind of style. So, that's what I would say about that. Now let's get on to what happens if you import your game file. Is it worth it? Is it something that you should really put your time into if you want the best experience in The Witcher 2? Personally, I think the one thing that really got me interested was in the first about maybe an hour of the missions, I happened to just be looking in my information, and I saw I had a sword and a silver sword. So I was kind of like, okay, this is the default stuff, and just not really thinking a whole lot. But then I happened to look, and I noticed the names. I had transferred over my weaponry from The Witcher 1, which I thought was really cool, because I remember getting both of those swords, and I'm going to keep them. I may not use them the whole time, I may buy better weaponry, but I do think that's cool to get your same weapons and all that. And also, I have noticed some mentions of people and things that I have met, people I have met, and things that have been done in the other games. So, that's definitely something that I enjoy. Of course, just the first game, third game wasn't really even a twinkle in their eyes at this point. Well, I don't know. CD Projekt Red, and I'm pretty sure they're wizards anyway, so yeah. God, I'm looking forward to Cyberpunk. But anyway, sorry, I'll make a video about that later. I'm trying not to get off topic, but it's late and I'm tired. So, anyway, there's definitely something I would say is worth it, because it's not like, these massive things. Now, I haven't gotten fully into the game, so yeah, there are some things that you may not see, but hey, I do really enjoy those little kind of nods and those little pieces of dialogue that you may not get if you didn't play The Witcher 1 and import your save. So hey, I think it's worth it. And if you have the time, I love The Witcher 1 story, so I would definitely say it's worth your time. And now, if you just can't stand the game, don't play it. I'm not, there's no point in playing a game when you hate it. That's just not enjoyable. So, but if you enjoy it enough to play the game, play it before you play The Witcher 1. You'll get, some cool swords if you play through the story, and you'll get to import your weaponry, so that's definitely something cool. And also, you'll care a lot more about the people you meet, even in the early game, because you'll remember them from The Witcher 1, and you'll remember your relationship to them and things of that nature. So, definitely can say I would recommend it. I would recommend playing The Witcher 1 still, even now that I've played enough of The Witcher 2 to see what type of stuff is imported. Because also, The Witcher 2 picks up pretty close to The Witcher 1 as far as timeline, so it definitely would help you be less confused if you play through The Witcher 1. Because I was definitely glad I did that before, because if not, I think I would have been a little disorientated at the start of the game. Now, of course, the game does tell you a lot of stuff to help you understand what's going on, but to really understand the game, that's definitely what I would recommend. Now, past that, I would also say that another thing that I do enjoy is that since I know what's going on and I know, all the people, when things happen, I don't seem to have to, use those voice options and things, or I know how to use the voice options better because I understand, how this person felt about this king or how this person felt about this person. So it makes me feel more in tune when I'm like trying to pick voice options and things. So it's a lot easier for me to make decisions in video games, which I know sounds weird, but I'm one of those people, I really like making the decision the way I want to, not, all this crap of, well, I'm just going to kind of guess because I don't understand what's going on, because I did that a lot in Fallout 4 when I first got the game, and it made me so mad that I, literally will do everything in my power to not do something like that again. But anyway, I definitely still would recommend play The Witcher 1 first. It's a fun game, the story's really interesting, and I think there's a unique style about The Witcher 1 that the second or the third game will not capture, just because in this day and age, it's sometimes cool to go back and play old games, because I think they have mechanics and we're a lot less afraid to make things hard on a person than, games nowadays are. And there's nothing wrong with making a game easy to understand and play, but I just think it's cool to see people who are not afraid to make games difficult. But anyway, that's another story I'll get on another day. But anyway, I just want to kind of give a short video, I think the gameplay's fun. I think the combat's fun. I think the other add-ins to make, trading and all that more conducive and more, easy to use as a player is definitely nice. And I do think the storytelling and stuff is a little easier to understand. Like, I don't have to look up on YouTube or Google as much to see where I need to go for a quest. There are quest markers. There are a lot better ideas, to, hey, I can look here or you can look there. They give you a lot more of a base idea than they would in The Witcher 1. Now, there's nothing wrong with more vague storytelling. It makes you explore more. But when you're playing a game and you only have so much time to play it, it can get frustrating sometimes to be like, yeah, I'd really love to play this game, but I spent, 3 hours on one quest. That's kind of frustrating, and I get it. I usually don't have a lot of time. That's kind of why YouTube took a back seat for so long, is because I don't have a lot of time. So I do enjoy having a game that will make it easier to play games and easier to do. Now, I don't think it holds your hand completely. It does, let you make your own mistakes, and that's fine, but it's definitely a lot easier game to play than The Witcher 1, so if you do want to start with some more of the story before The Witcher 3, The Witcher 2's okay, but I definitely would recommend The Witcher 1 first. Now, I'm about to sign off, guys, and I'd love you to leave any thoughts or comments you have about this video or The Witcher 2 in general down in the comments. I would enjoy it. I think it would be cool just kind of hear some of y'all's feedback. Also, I do intend to make a video on The Witcher 1 fighting styles and stuff, and how to understand it a lot better soon. But I will, be taking a little bit because I am playing through The Witcher 2 and I am working on a couple different projects at once. So, and also, I should probably mention this, YouTube has been taking a long time to upload my videos, so even though I may get it edited, voice-overed, and rendered within one day, I even cut my rendering resolution to 1080p instead of 4K, which was what I was putting out a lot of the older videos on, just to cut down on the time uploading. But it's been really long lately, so I apologize if this video doesn't get up till Saturday or Sunday, because honestly, I don't know. I'm shooting this video Thursday night, but it may take me until Saturday or Sunday to get it fully uploaded and edited like I want it to. But anyway, guys, I hope you have a great day, guys. Leave a like, subscribe. Hope you have a good week. Hope you're staying sane with all this human malware crap going on. Just be safe. Stay inside. Hey, catch up on some videos. Watch your favorite YouTuber. Hopefully that's me. If it's not, I understand. But have a great day, guys, and goodbye.